Tucker Carlson, I've really been loving a lot of Tucker Carlson's statements recently. He's just been really just putting it all out there. And he's stating that it's Israel's last chance to drag the United States into another war, which we all already knew. This is why Israel's really trying to speed run this stuff. And it's really trying to shove America into war with Iran because they know that this might be the last administration over the next 4 years, the last administration really where there is still strong bipartisan support for Israel. It's starting to be shaky. I'm excited to see how things midterms will go, but regardless, let's talk about that in a bit. Take a listen to this short clip here and let's discuss it.
Everybody knows the only reason we're having this war is because Israel wants it. This is their last chance, they believe. This presidency is the last presidency where they're going to have unequivocal bipartisan support, period. You can't primary every Thomas Massie, and there's a whole army of them coming at some point because everyone can see what's going on. And you can shut down X, and you can shut down the internet. You can be like Great Britain and arrest people who protest Israel, but attitudes are not going to revert to what they were 5 years ago. Sorry. And they know this. So this is their last chance. What's so amazing is that Israel, which at least is acting in what it perceives to be its own national interest, is joined by its shills in the United States, of course. But really, its only other ally in this is the American news media, whose job it is to tell you the truth and inform you as to what's happening, to tell you, hey, wake up. The world could be changing, and it's going to affect you and your family. That's their job. And instead, they've been lulling you to sleep with the same variety of transparent lies and propaganda.
Of course. So, I mean, everything he said is absolutely correct. Tucker, like 80% of the country, doesn't want to go to war with Iran on Israel's behalf. I like that. Less pointless wars is good. Because, of course, people are freaking out over that. Notice that left isn't attacking Tucker or Candace. As if that's a bad thing. As if it's a bad thing. And notice that a lot of the right isn't attacking them either. It's only these Zionist shills. Laura, you realize we all have eyes, right? We can read the American public is wide awake to what's really going on. Of course, Laura Loomer, oh, wow, she's just going on a rant again. Tucker Carlson is now saying that if you support Israel and believe they have a right to exist, you are a shill. Where did he...
Is because Israel...
He never said anything about that. But anyways, he said President Trump's presidency will be the last U.S. presidency to ever support Israel in this bipartisan manner. Yes, that's exactly true. And it goes on, and let's see, where did she go? Okay, I lost the tweet there. I'll have to find it in a second. I think I reloaded. But anyways, I mean, you can kind of tell. Laura Loomer always just goes psycho over this sort of stuff, which is great. I like that. I like to see any time that Laura Loomer starts to freak out is always a good thing for us at this point. Here it is. Oh, so what does he know about 2028 and the plans ahead? It's really telling. She's trying to base... it's almost like all of this random hatred for Jews and nonstop Israel bashing is being manufactured ahead of 2028 to create an illusion so that the GOP will become a party of anti-Semites. None of this was ever organic. Tucker just made that very clear. He also says he's hoping we see a whole new wave of Thomas Massie. You know, the same Thomas Massie who accused Trump of being a pedophile enabler and who sat with Democrats at the State of the Union. Who's Tucker supporting for 2028? Again, so just totally going crazy. Actually, this would be the perfect time to show my disclaimer. Again, this is really not intended to promote hate or harassment towards any group of people. We're just discussing things that are reported. Great. Now that I stated that, Laura Loomer, of course, is just discussing, and her only agenda is making sure she advances Israel's interests. Aside from that, though, notice how obsessed they are, how badly they really, really want this war, even when they know it's going to be at the detriment of the United States of America, even when they know that they do not care, because I think ultimately they really only see this country as a vassal for their interests, which is Israel all the damn time, which is Israel. You know, I really only hope Mark Levin also, I wanted to show his tweet. I didn't have it up, but Mark Levin also just going on a massive rant at Tucker Carlson as well today, just truly going after Tucker Carlson. And actually, here it is. He says, Tucker Carlson is a deranged, and this will be the last tweet I show for you guys. Tucker Carlson is a disgusting pig, a deranged, unhinged, evil bastard. And I am appalled at the failure of top Republicans throughout Washington to call out a Hitler wannabe, Tucker Carlson. I knew the Democrats were a lost cause, but the GOP, they need to stop whispering to me about this foul bastard. Wow. And speak openly and publicly. I'm getting fed up with it, and I know others are as well. And the same goes for too many in the media, some of which promote him and some of which field his leaks. Just an honestly, truly just a nasty, sick, disturbed man. Kind of commented on it too, but honestly, I really do. Though I really do only hope he lives long enough to watch Israel fall. That's my only interest in making sure I can extend Mark Levin's lifespan. Just so that way, I want to make sure he sees the whole downfall. The whole downfall. Honestly, I'd like to make sure he sees the whole thing from the start to the end. And then after whatever happens to him, happens to him. I don't really care at that point. He has tried to justify the slaughter of Palestinians for all this time, And then he says stuff like this. It sickens me. It sickens me. And then people wonder why people are starting to use why people are really getting sick of all of this anti-Semitism stuff, all of these accusations. It's because they read shit like this all day. It's really hard to give a damn. It's really, really hard to give a damn. And I've lost total interest in doing so. So, of course, Tucker Carlson, Mark Levin's not the only one, Ben Shapiro and all the likes. This is kind of what they do. And ultimately, what they never tell you, what they never try to explain to you is what happens the day after war with Iran. What's that going to look like? For the longest time, I thought, the war with Iran is really a regime change operation. I don't think it even is a regime change operation. I think that it's a fragmentation operation. I think that they don't want Iran to have a regime change and just have a pro-West government. I think they just want to chop the state up, and they want to break it down by ethnic blocks. They want to make sure they have a strong Kurdish region there, ultimately, because if you think about what Israel's goals are for a greater Israel, part of that is making sure there's a Kurdistan state on the other side of the Euphrates. And it seems like, they're already, this is the exact same reason why we have Lindsey Graham, the U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham, stating that he's really against the idea of Syria being united. And if you listen to Lindsey Graham after he met with the Mossad, because he took a photo with the Mossad like a month ago, the head of the Mossad, he said himself during an interview, I don't think Syria should be a united country. They're not capable of doing so. And he's basically saying we should just chop it up. Well, when it comes to Iran, you think they actually care about doing a regime change? Why would Israel want to do that? Why would Israel want to do that when finally we'll have a moment to do something that it's wanted for decades, which is chop up Iran and create a Kurdish region that's separate within Iran and combine it with the Syria and Iraq Kurdish region and have a Kurdistan state. And hey, when I say this, I by no means am trying to oppose any sort of group of people that want self-determination, including the Kurdish people. That's not what I'm saying at all. I do want to talk about the geopolitics of Israel's interests, though, and what they're trying to do here. Because it's not to have a regime change; it's to have a fragmentation operation. They want to balkanize Iran and break it down by ethnic blocks, and ultimately create a Kurdistan state, create a chopped up Iran that's not a threat. A lot of ethnic minorities in Iran. There's a lot of ways to break it down. The same thing they want to do with Iraq. Same thing they want to do with Syria. This is part of Israel's much longer plan. So if you think that they're just going to put a pro-West government in place and things are going to be, on their merry way, without recognizing, well, what Israel's wanted all this time it's been pushing for a Kurdistan state, why would they not take up the opportunity to do it when it's most feasible after there's a total regime change? They wouldn't. Of course they would. And we'll start to see that because this is exactly what's happening in Syria, which is why we have the Syrian puppet figure that was installed by Trump, and Trump said it himself, vis-a-vis Israel, the Mossad, the Zionist interests. So we'll see how things unfold moving forward. If you found this video interesting, guys, I'd appreciate it actually if you click the join button and join as a member. It's like $5 a month. You get to see member-only videos from me, help support my channel so I can do more of these videos for you guys. Otherwise, please like, comment, and subscribe so it can reach more people like you, and I'll see you guys later. Take care. Bye.